이해하고 싶어 춤에 끼고 싶고 이런 시간들이 모여 피어나나 싶어 이어폰을 꼈어 보면서 나 봤던
Hey guys, so today I'm actually going to be doing the Asian American tag because it's the AAPI month, so I thought it would be a good idea to film my experience, just like what it's like, you know, being Asian American, being Korean American, and growing up. I do have a couple questions that I want to answer for you guys. Let's just get into the video. First question is, which ethnicity are you? I'm Korean American, so I was born here in America, but my parents are from Korea, so that makes me Korean American. Which generation are you? I'm second generation, I'm pretty sure. My parents are first generation immigrants, and so that makes me second generation. What's the first experience where you felt that demarcation of being a minority such different? I think for me it was probably in elementary school when I started like taking ESL and stuff, which I didn't really need, but they made me take it anyway. That kind of made me realize that I'm a bit different, I look different, mainly because I spoke a different language than everyone else, and I think that's the realization that hit me. And then I remember in 4th grade one time I brought dumplings to a lunch because my mom packed me in like a little thermos, and as soon as I opened it, everyone around me was talking about how bad the smell was. They were like,
ew, and that, like, it smells so gross.
I was just like laughing. I was like, yeah. But one thing that really hit me was this girl who was my friend group literally yelled,
It smells like feet. What did you bring?
that moment of feeling betrayed, just I ended up moving to the very end of the table because I didn't want anyone associated with me because I was just too embarrassed. Were you always proud of your heritage, or was there a time you rejected it? No, I definitely had very numerous amount of times where I rejected my culture and I didn't want to be Korean American. I just wanted to be white. It took me a long process, and it's still something that I am getting used to, of accepting my own culture. Back in middle school, I had a lot of non-Asian friends, and so it was very different when I was with them, especially like when we had sleepovers. I had American food. I had like pizza, and then my friends' parents would be like, oh, do you want like OJ, you know, like orange juice? Like I never said that in with my family, and so it took me a very long process to get used to of being Korean American. I will say that right now I'm a much better place, but it's something I'm still getting used to. What are some stereotypes that you struggle with? I don't think I struggle with that many stereotypes. I think the biggest one was just being good at math. Obviously, I was not very good at math. 4th grade, I remember there were these two guys who like argued over me because they wanted to work with me on a school project. At first, I was like, wow, like, you know, these two popular white boys are interested in me. They want to work with me. They just wanted the answers to our math homework. But I didn't know what racism was or like discrimination was at that time, and it just never really hit me that it was a stereotype. But in freshman year of high school, I actually like ended up participating a lot in my math class, and I don't know if it was just because of that or because I was Asian, but whenever people had trouble with math homework and stuff, they would always ask me for help. And I think it's a little bit of both, like that I'm Asian, but also because I did participate a lot in that class. Can you speak your language? Yes, I can. I'm fluent in Korean, and obviously I'm fluent in English. I grew up speaking Korean first just because that's the language that my parents spoke. Kindergarten to right now, obviously I started speaking English. But in 7th grade actually was when I wanted to become more Korean, because there were these international Korean girls who came to my school and they didn't really know English, and so there were a lot of times when I had a hard time talking to them because I didn't know the slangs they were using. And so that's when I started like getting into K-pop and like Korean drama and like Korean webtoons and stuff. But definitely middle school was when I was like rejecting my culture, and that specific era was like the reason why I did forget a lot of my Korean. How has being Asian American affected your relationship with your parents? I don't think it's affected that much. I will say though, like there have been a lot of times when I did feel embarrassed when I was with my family, especially when I was around my friends, because you know, we all look different, and so when we're with my like American friends, I would be speaking English with them, but then I would be speaking Korean with my family. Another thing is that I'm very thankful for my mom, just because she's not too strict. She's not like a tiger mom or anything. They never pressured me to go to an Ivy League or like get straight A's. I think the mentality that I have from my parents is, or at least from my mom, is that as long as I did my best, that's all that matters. It's the experience that matters, not the results too much. How do you feel about your heritage now? Do you identify with it? Yes, I am in a much... Did I just say yes? I am in a much better place right now with my heritage. I think, not gonna lie, especially with like the Korean culture and the Korean wave that's hitting right now, it's definitely helped me embrace my culture more. And so with like BTS, Korean dramas.
What are you talking about?
I've had people come up to me and tell me that they want to learn Korean or that they love Korean music or dramas or even food and stuff like that, and so that makes me feel very proud of who I am, especially having a lot of Korean culture kind of come into America now. It's definitely helped me embrace my culture. I've said culture so many times in this video. It's definitely helped me become more proud of being Korean American. What is your favorite thing about being Asian American / your heritage? If I'm gonna be honest, I'm very happy with BTS. Like Korean dramas, because I feel like that's like the main thing why Korean culture is becoming more popular. Like even like having BTS being nominated for Grammys or seeing them on American talk shows, it's something about that makes me just feel so proud of being Korean American, because you don't see a lot of international bands or even a lot of international celebrities come to America and be able to participate in these talk shows. And I know recently there's this one lady who was in a Korean movie, I think called Minari, who just won an Oscars, which is like, like what the heck, we've never experienced this kind of stuff. And so seeing so many international or Korean celebrities becoming more popular on the news and here in America is just something that makes me feel very proud of being a Korean American. I feel like I literally just said the same thing over and over again, but yeah, it's pretty much that. I think that is the end of this video. I feel like this was really short, but I hope you guys learned something about me or what it's like being an Asian American. So please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!
피어나나 싶어 이어폰을 꼈어 꿈에서 나 봤던 우주 비행하고